Hey guys, welcome to the homestead. Today I promise I'm going to do a very simple, very quick video on how to prune your first and second year fruit trees. I went to a class this last week. I learned a lot. I'm going to hopefully take out all the nonsense and fill it with just good, hearty information that you really need and not any of the filler stuff that you don't. So look for like a 2-minute video at the most on this. All right. Thanks guys. Just watch it. Okay, these are the tools that I'm going to be using. I'm just using a regular pruning pair of clippers. They are the type that slices instead of going against a hard surface. This prevents it from like squishing as it cuts. And then this is a Milwaukee Sawzall that I have with an actual pruning blade. That's what I'm going to be using for this. Okay, one of the first things you want to do is remove any dead and dying branches. You never want more than 25% of the tree to be cut every year. And you want to cut even with the width of the tree. You don't want to go at an angle because you'll actually have a longer cut at that point, which would be more likely to see damage through the healing process. And as you can see, that one was already pretty dead. I mean, it was already decaying. So I just removed it, and I removed it a little bit above that. So that's the first step, is remove all dying wood. All right, there's somewhat of an art to this, but the idea behind pruning is you want to prune it so that you don't have branches going into the center. You want the branches to kind of go on the outskirts. So what I'm going to do, just to make it a little more simple, I'm going to use the pruning shears on this. I got some dead wood, and then any branch that is going, I make it as, like I said, I want to make it as least invasive as possible, and you want to clip right at the node to avoid any damage. So basically any branch on this tree that's going inward, I'm gonna trim and get it off of there. So you see what I just did? I actually made a mistake. You want this to be somewhat even with the branch itself. Now, is it going to kill me? No. Can I go back and fix it? Yes. And even with that, it's still not perfect. But the idea is I want to have them pretty much filled out. So I'll come back in just a second and show you what I did. Okay, so now you can see on this inner part, I was able to trim most of the branches that were going inward, as well as some of the dead and dying branches that were on here. And this one didn't need that much cut. I could probably do a little bit more. What a lot of people will do is they will top the peach trees in order to encourage more branching and bushier growth. And an example of that is, you can see, I don't even believe I did this on purpose, but this one was topped either by wind or something, and we have all these small branches that came because we topped it, which is actually something that I think is pretty good. So I'm going to top off this peach tree just as an experiment, and it would have been better had I done it at the beginning of the winter, but I didn't really know what I was doing until I took this class. So now that we've got that topped off, sorry about the sun, we should see some branching. So we'll go ahead and look at another tree for bonus. Basically, I covered everything I'm going to cover, but if you want to see more, just stick around. All right, this is another peach tree I have. I'm just going to do a walk around so that you guys can see the before and after. And it is always smart to wipe your blades off with bleach between trees so that you don't spread disease. All right, I'm going to get pruning. All right, so as you can see, I thinned this out very nicely in the middle. Any branches that were looking like that they were going to go inside, I just removed them. Even if they were growing in that direction, I removed them. And I topped off most of the tops just to encourage the growth. So that is what I'm going to show for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Catch you next time.